Well, in our decades in this business, the news business, the hosting spokesperson business, we've found out one thing for sure, that most people are not that comfortable when you turn the camera right on them and ask them to talk.
So we came up with a great idea. We're joining forces with Alexander Video Productions, and what we're doing is we've come up with a way to make you feel a lot more comfortable, because right now you need to be on social media. You can't reach the audience that you used to reach using traditional television or radio anymore.
It's just not cost effective. And we're going to lead you in conversation, almost like a talk show format, so you feel at ease. We're just having a nice give and take conversation, and you don't feel like the camera's right on you. You won't even notice the camera's there.
In fact, we have a great example we want to show you right now.
Hello, I'm Anthony Powell alongside Sierra Scott, and as part of our ongoing interviews with business owners and leaders of organizations, we've got a special guest today who Sierra's going to introduce.
Yes, we do. And what's interesting, Anthony, a lot of people think the only time that you need an attorney is if something really negative happens in your life.
Right.
But that's not necessarily the case. And we got Trinidad Galdean with us from Galdean Law Office, and we're so excited to have you here because, you know, one of the questions that people have, and I think this is a frequently asked question, how do you choose an attorney? How do you know who you need? Most people go to a phone book, and that's not the best way to do it. So how do they do that?
Well, I mean, and thank you for having me here. One of the ways for people who need assistance with any type of legal issues, they used to go to the phone book. The legal profession has gotten very specialized. Back when I started practicing, my mentor was like, you need to get specialized. And so now it is more of looking for that particular area. If you have an issue in employment, you go to an employment lawyer. If you have an issue on a contract, you need to be looking at a contract employer. And now just the marketing of attorneys has gotten more specific and specialized. So you really are looking for an attorney, whether it's online, but you're looking at employment attorney, immigration attorney, contract attorney. So it's just gotten to where attorneys now have to be more specialized and give that special attention that clients really deserve.
And those areas of law that you were just listing, those are areas that you cover.
Yes. At our firm, what we focus on is employment law, both for the employer and employee. And we handle immigration issues, both for employers and employees or individuals. And then we also do the business law and litigation as well.
Yeah, you cover a lot of different areas, so that's really helpful. And on top of that, you also are bilingual, and I think that's unique because a lot of people here are not.
That's true. People aren't, but the workforce or their customers are. So me being bilingual has helped both employers, has helped individuals just communicating those issues that they want to and they feel comfortable with. I grew up speaking Spanish with my parents, and I actually use my Spanish more here in Wichita than I did in any other place I've lived at.
Most people wouldn't think that.
That's right. Another thing that struck me in reading about you is how many states you are licensed in. It's been my experience that usually an attorney is licensed in one, possibly two states, but you're listed in several in our region.
Right. Yeah, I'm licensed in 5 states. So it's Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, and Iowa. I'm almost like the I-35 attorney. But it's just because of the needs of the clients. They needed an attorney in a particular area, and they wanted to use me, so I became licensed that, and I'm licensed in 5 states, which is very unusual, but it helps the clients, whatever the clients need.
That's a great service.
You need to trademark that, the I-35 attorney.
That's true. That needs to be his tagline on things. That's awesome. One of the things, too, we were talking about, to not be negative, sometimes employees need an attorney. Talk about what they need to know or what they need to bring to you if they need help.
Right. So if an employee's getting into a situation at work that they need some assistance or they see some problems going to come up, the best thing for them to do is to contact an attorney and see what they either need to do or see what they need to do after the fact. Before it gets worse, they may not need an attorney down the road, after that. But if they contact an attorney, they can realize, oh, hey, my rights are being violated, or I need to ask more questions of my employer, or I just need to start looking at the next stage of what needs to be done.
And on the flip side, what about employers? They obviously need attorneys as well because issues are going to arise.
Right. Well, employers and employment law is changing quite a bit. Just over the last administration to this administration, the laws have changed. For an employer, it's about getting the assistance ahead of time. Usually, if they make a decision and haven't talked to an experienced employment attorney, after the fact, they may end up spending several thousands of dollars. So whereas they have talked to an employment attorney, an experienced one, beforehand, before they actually pull the trigger or make that decision, they would end up saving a lot of money. But they identify the issues that might be a problem and are able to address those with their employees before it gets worse.
One of the things that Anthony and I were talking about, we both went to your website, and you have won so many awards. It's unbelievable. I doubt there are very many out there you haven't won. But is there one that really stands out to you? And should a client, when they look to see who they want to represent them, look at things like that?
Well, yes, and thank you. We've worked hard to essentially give back to the community, and the one I am most proud of is I received an award for the human resource professional. So I was given it's called the Trumboldt Award, and it's the top HR professional in the state of Kansas. And I'm not in HR, but I do employment law, so that's why it means a lot. But what it does, those awards, it means that the individual is giving back to the community, so they keep in touch, but also they're specializing in an area that's a passion of theirs. So yes, it is important.
And of course, owning your own firm as you do, marketing is a key component. As we were talking about before we started here, the interviews that we are doing are geared for social media. I imagine that social media marketing is a key component for you to get the word out about your business.
Right. To get the word out about my firm, social media has become a big factor in that, but also just in educating the public, educating the individuals about what's going on, just things that they may need to be thinking about ahead before it actually comes. They're going to have to need an attorney. So social media has been important. I end up getting a lot of my news off of the social media. It's those little, 3-5 minutes of a particular issue that I want to hear about that I get my information from.
One thing that's really topical, especially now, is immigration law is changing so much. It's so rapid that I don't know everybody can keep up. I know you are. So if somebody needs help with immigration law, what do you say to them?
With immigration law, it is changing, and it changed during the last administration. Now it's changing in this administration as well. But people think that they can get the answer in a 30-minute free consultation or something like that. And technically with immigration law, it's so broad and there's so many issues, the individual needs to spend that time. And usually when we do a consultation, it takes about 2 hours to go through that consultation. But then they know all their options, because there's so many different options for an individual in immigration, or for an employer looking to retain some talent. There's so many different options that way they get the big picture and they can identify the best option for themselves. So that's key, is getting all that information to identify the options, all the options available, because immigration is a big issue. It covers so many different areas of an individual's life that if they get that information, they'll be so much better off at the front end.
So Trinidad, if somebody calls your firm and they only speak Spanish, who are they going to be talking with?
Well, they're going to be talking to me, but when anyone calls, I answer the phone. We don't use a receptionist, so the calls come directly to me, so they're going to be speaking to me regardless, but I'm the attorney that speaks Spanish, so they're always going to be speaking with someone that speaks Spanish, which will be me.
I love that. That's unique for sure. Wow. Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what is the best way to do that?
Well, they can call our firm, which is 316-252-1232, or they can or get a hold of us through our website at www.galdean.com. And we're available on all the social media networks.
We covered a lot of ground.
We did.
You're an esteemed attorney, you're bilingual, and you're a natural on camera.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So it went really well. Thank you for your time,
Absolutely.
sir.
Thank you.
So what a great interview with Trinidad, and he confirmed something you and I know. He said he felt more comfortable being led in conversation versus having the camera just turned on him and requiring him to recite his answers right into the camera.
Yeah, that's our whole goal. We want to make this so easy. So it's just a conversation between us. It's almost like you're going out to coffee with us and you just tell us what your business does. We make it really easy. In fact, you can even tell us what questions you want us to ask.
Right, so people will be familiar. And what's so great about the videos we're doing can be used on multiple platforms, social media, websites. And it's a known fact that websites with video get 80% or more traffic than those that don't. So video is really important when it comes to marketing.
So you can just contact Alexander Video Productions and we will make a video like this for you.